Hey guys, I guess I have some catching up to do since I missed the first week and a half of Black History Month. I just watched Son of Ingagi, which is a black horror sci-fi movie that was released in 1940, which was really a great surprise to me because I didn't know that we had movies going back that far. Usually when we think about classic black horror movies, we think of like Blackula, Blackenstein, at least I do. The Thing with Two Heads, I don't know if you guys remember that one, but we mostly think of things in the 70s, or the fact that the original Night of the Living Dead had a black protagonist back in the 60s, but we typically don't think as far back as the 1940s, so this was really cool to see a entirely black production, black acting, black writing, black direction. It also felt really good to see a movie with a black detective, a black lawyer, a female black doctor, all in the 1940s. This is back before a lot of women were even working. When I say a lot of women, I mean non-black women, because black women have always worked, but it was good to see a black female doctor in a movie. Speaking of the black female doctor, Dr. Helen, she was a great character because she was funny to me because she was kind of rude, but also loving in the same way. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She's actually modeled after a real life woman who was called the Witch of Wall Street. Her character was very complex to say the least, and she was a scientist. I neglected to mention that as a doctor, she was also a scientist in the movie, which is why this is the earliest science fiction horror movie. The music was really nice and very surprising. They were literally rapping and singing in the 1940s, and I'm going to keep bringing up the 1940s because to me it was very surprising.
Oh, well, there's no more necking, no more patching, and no more nothing that's fun. And now, old pal, you'll soon find out that two can't live as cheap as one. But here's one thing, you must know that you can't run with us no more.
There were some really great directing choices, especially since the kills appear off screen. They did do things that still emphasized what happened. For example, there is a beautiful shot of ink pouring out on the floor that elegantly expresses the kill without outright showing it. I thought that was extremely creative. There's also a shot of the detective in the foreground and something else happening in the background, and the focus of the camera switches from the foreground to the background and then back to the foreground, which you don't see a lot in more recent movies, but back then, I mean, I'm seeing them more in 1930s, 40s, and 50s movies, a lot more camera work, and it seems like maybe during that time it might have been harder to even do those type of things than it is now, but maybe we're not taking advantage of technology like we should. This film also featured a fire scene, which is extremely dangerous and very difficult to do. The story was very interesting, and I credit the writer for that. There's a lot of funny scenes. It mixes well with how serious the movie is and funny at the very same time, especially a scene that involves Dr. Helen's brother and his reaction to seeing something that she created. That was hilarious, and I really didn't expect him to do that. Oh.
By the way, Zeno, did I understand you to say that you were taking some gold or something? No. All I want to do is get out of here.
And the sandwich scene. They did this gag scene with a sandwich, and they did the gag more than once, and I laughed both times. There are maybe one or two odd edits, but due to the age of this film, I'm thinking that it's possible that part of the film might have been destroyed, because I don't believe this has been digitally remastered or preserved over time, so I think the strange edit could be attributed to just that portion of the film being damaged. This movie also shows how long certain horror tropes have been around. Literally, there was a, Bob, are you there? Is that you? how many times have we seen similar scenes like that in horror movies? And it goes obviously all the way back to the 1940s, possibly the 1930s. But because I'm talking about this particular movie, I'm going to say 1940s. Also, there was an angry police chief. Who knew that trope was that old? I mean, we've seen hundreds of movies where the police chief is always angry. And in the 1940s, apparently they were angry then too. This is now one of my favorite horror sci-fi movies to watch. I'm definitely going to try to find a way to add a copy of this to my collection. I highly recommend it. I was able to watch the movie because it was uploaded on YouTube. I'm thinking most likely because it might be public domain due to its age. But if you get a chance to watch it, I'll drop the link in the description of this video so that you can watch it. It really is a great film to watch, and I highly recommend it. If I entertained you, made you smile, or helped you pass the time, please consider supporting this channel so that I can do that more. Horror channels often get suppressed and demonetized, but you can help in 3 ways: by pledging a monthly contribution on Patreon, sending a one-time tip using your preferred financial app, or you could help for free by liking and commenting for the algorithm, and most importantly, sharing this video on your social media. Thank you so much.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey guys, I just watched Lucky Ghost. I think this movie has another title. It's also known as Lady Luck. Almost forgot about that. But yes, and it stars Mantan Moreland, not to be confused with Stephen Fetchit. I know it's horrible that I confused the two of them, but you should know that Mantan Moreland worked in predominantly in black films with all black casts, and he was a great comedian. He and his co-star kind of give you a Abbott and Costello type of feel, and the difference between him and Stephen Fetchit was Stephen Fetchit usually worked in white productions and was seen more as a coon. There's no other way I could put that. Anyways, I just got to see this movie, and it is like a live action cartoon, and I was laughing the whole time.
And the door opened and closed all by itself. And that's the last I remember.
Brother, if I was you, I'd lay off that gin.
No, it wasn't that at all. I tell you, I've seen him and heard him with my own ears.
Boy, you sure is in a bad way. Hearing footsteps and seeing doors and talking about this. What's that?
Oh, here he come again. Uncle Ezra? Is that you, Uncle Ezra?
Yes, Daniel, but I ain't got time to stop and talk to you now.
Give me your hand and help me up these steps. Did you hear me, Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
Very slapstick. There's some really great sight gags, and the dialogue was hilarious. You have to listen very closely because it comes very rapid fire, and you might laugh and miss the next joke because you're laughing at the former joke. This movie's about 2 ne'er-do-wells who win some money and clothes and a car from a dice game, and then they take a trip to a sanitarium/health resort.
Well, honey, looks like I've lost everything but you. Get your hat and coat, please. Leave it.
Ha! What do you mean, we? Baby, you're wonderful. You can handle women like you can handle dogs.
Yeah, that's what the movie called it, a sanitarium/resort, because those are 2 things that definitely go together. They come face to face with some ghosts who are not happy with them. Let me see how they put it. Jitterbugging, jiving, and hullabalooing.
I hear you, Gabriel. Here I come. Well, well, happy journey.
Judgment Day, folks.
Judgment Day, nothing. That noise is coming from over there. You got a lot of time yet.
Well, what are you folks doing here then?
Waiting for Uncle Ezra.
Here I is, thoroughly exhausted.
What happened?
See, White is dancing, drinking, gambling, and cutting up just something terrible. Why, the place done changed hands right under my nose, and it looks like it's going to be worse than ever.
That does it. My patience is exasperated. Let's go over there and give them the works and close the place up once and forever.
You said it, sister. Come on, let's go.
This is literally what made the ghost active, all the noise. There's a lady in this that's really talented. She can sing and dance and act, but her character is such an airhead. She's like the world's first chicken head. I mean, literally, she kept moving her head like a chicken when she talked, like literally going like this. And her hairstyle, much like this one kind of moves a lot. But hers really emphasized the chicken-like movements of her head.
You know, Mr. X, I think working for you is going to be a pleasure.
Yeah, taking away with that game.
Oh, Mr. X, the funny things you say.
She sometimes reminded me of Cardi B. I mean, how overly expressive she is with her face and her eyes. Maybe she was the first Cardi B. All the women in the movie were absolutely gorgeous because they had, I guess, cigarette girls and servers as the time, you know, called for, because this movie came out in 1942. The effects were really great, especially for the house. The house, I'd almost say the house is another character, but it's more the ghost manipulation of the house that's the third main character of the movie. And mind you, this is years before The Haunting. Fun fact, my grandmother told me she saw this movie as a child at the movie theater, and she is gonna turn 90 in a couple months. I could see this movie being remade with Mike Epps and maybe Tracy Morgan. I would say Kevin Hart, but I really can't stand Kevin Hart. I know I might be in a minority, but he irritates my life and I just don't find him funny. But knowing Hollywood, they probably remake this movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and then it would really be some crap. So perish the thought. Forget I even said that. I don't even want to speak that into existence. Never mind. But yes, this is another excellent movie. These two movies go really great together, especially to start off my Black History Month horror movie and sci-fi movie extravaganza. That's what I'm going to call it. I like that. I just came up with that. I hope you like that. Anyways, like I always say, just because I love something doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate something doesn't mean you won't love it. So let me know what you thought about this movie. I'll put the link to it in the description because this is also available on YouTube. It might also be public domain. I don't know. If I can try to find it on DVD, I would like to have this in my collection as well. And that's all. See you later. Special thank you to my patrons. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Reminder to new and returning Latchkey kids, don't forget to follow me on your preferred social media platform and check the community tab on YouTube for some fun extras. By the way, here are some other videos you might like.